Hello everyone, this week we're looking at the artist David Hockney. He's a British artist known for his really bright and colorful landscapes. He made art during the pop movement, so it makes sense why his paintings are so bright and colorful. We're starting off with a wavy line up top as the horizon line, where the sky meets the land. Then I'm going to do a wavy line down, and I'm starting really close at the top and then getting further towards the end. So close up top, further at the bottom. This is to show that things are smaller towards the back and bigger as they get towards the front. Now I'm going to add in one of his really funky trees. So I started with the tree trunk, and then I'm adding this kind of like cloud shape, or maybe it's just like an organic shape. It kind of looks like cotton candy. But so after we add in our tree, I'm going to add in some lines to help break up this space a little bit. So I'm just using some curved lines, a few across and one down, a few across. So then once we get to this step here, you guys are good to start making it your own. You can decide if you want to put a house in it, a barn. Think that things are smaller in the back, bigger in front. So I'm going to put a pretty small house since it's near the back of the drawing. I added a chimney, but so think about all the different kinds of details that you could add to your house, the windows, the doors. Maybe it's a rounded door instead of a regular kind of rectangle. Now I'm adding in a little car and a garage just to add those kinds of unexpected details, making this really interesting to look at. Then I'm going to start adding in some bushes. We can add in trees. We can add in all sorts of things. If you want to have like pets, you can add those in. Do you want to add a farm? It's up to you. So here is a tree. It's smaller because it's starting a little bit further back. And I'm going to do kind of a similar sized tree on the other side. So anything that's overlapping, I'm just erasing so it's kind of a clearer shape that's in front of the background. Alright, I'm going to add in a few more trees, getting even smaller as they go further back into the distance. Some really tiny houses on the hill. You guys can add whatever you'd like. If you want to add a city, if you want to add, maybe just a forest back there, you can. It's up to you. I'm adding in a little hot air balloon. You could add clouds up there. You could add a sunset, sunrise. Maybe it's storming outside. I decided I wanted to make my balloon a little bigger, so I just erased and fixed it. When working with pencil, that's the beauty of it. We can always change things as we need to. I added in like a little kind of like forest over there. Now I'm adding in a sun, some sun rays. I'm extending them all the way to the end of the paper because then I can fill in those shapes and use them more like shapes versus just like lines. Alrighty. The last step, after you have all your details in that you want, is to draw in some lines or patterns into these squares. So I try to use like a different kind of line or pattern just to show you guys a lot of variety. But if you wanted to just use like horizontal and vertical lines, you could definitely do that too. The artist uses a lot of these different kinds of lines just to help show some kinds of changes in values and makes it really interesting to look at. This artist uses really bright colors, really unexpected colors, so you can have a lot of fun with the kinds of colors that you're using for your artwork today. Now I'm going to start tracing over my pencil line. So I decided to use kind of a more fun color than just black, just to add in a little kind of extra spice. So I chose this kind of dark purple color. Since it's dark, it'll still give the contrast that the black marker would have given it. Just a little bit fun color. So I'm pretty much going to start with objects that are in front. So then that way I know that I'll always be adding things underneath it. So I'm not going to draw through any of my shapes. And following with the road. If you wanted to, you could make this a road or a river. It's up to you. If you make it a river, maybe you want to add some ducks in it. Maybe you want to have a boat going by. It's completely up to you. Adding in my trees. And then I'll trace over my houses and my hot air balloon. I decided to leave my sun blank with this kind of purple color because I know I want my sun to be kind of a warm color. So that's why I'm going to trace over my pencil lines with a kind of like pinky purple color. That way it'll still be bright and still stand out. Alrighty. So once you guys have that drawn, if you wanted to, you could use crayons to color it in, or you can use markers and it'll be really, really vibrant. Sometimes the paper can start to roll up, so if you want to tape down your corners, that could be a good idea. And then now I'm kind of showing you how you can kind of add in some more patterns while you're coloring. So it's up to you if you want to do this, but I thought I would give it a shot, show you guys how bright and kind of crazy these trees and shapes can be. So I used all warm colors here just to really show that your things don't have to be the expected color. So typically trees, well, during the fall time they could be orange, but typically when we think of a tree it's usually green. So that's why I wanted to kind of go with like a pink, the complete opposite. And now I'm adding in some purple. And then I decided that I wanted to kind of add in a little bit more contrast and show those kinds of funky shapes. So I kind of outlined it a little. Alrighty. You guys are good to finish coloring these in. I hope you have a lot of fun with them. I know I did. Bye.